Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. As always, if you could just let me know you can hear me on YouTube and on Twitch, that'd be appreciated. As far as I can see, it's working. It's always good to have confirmation from your end. Testy, test, test. Is there anyone out there? YouTube can hear me, so I'm assuming if YouTube can hear me. Yeah, Rabbit and Fox, thanks. And I'll say a few good mornings to a few people who've come in bang on time. Morning, Beauty Love Creative, David Bangermain, and thanks Line for turning up. Over on Twitch, we've got the wonderful Rabbit or Fox. Welcome, Nala. Welcome, Michael. Welcome, Pleasant Animal. We've got a raid. Oh, dear me, what a surprise from Demishaw Creations. Wonderful channel. With even better mods over there than I have. If one of my mods, i.e. Leo, or Lone could shout out Dem for the surprise raid, that would be very much appreciated. Dem does beautiful wooden jewellery, fidget animals, and also she's building a ukulele at the moment. So there's another good channel over on Twitch if you want to go and watch that. Hopefully someone shouted you out, Dem, but you know, the quality of mods nowadays. The morning, Victoria, over on YouTube. Morning, Leo. Morning, all the raiders who've come in from. Thank you for that. Morning, Achilles. Welcome to all the raiders who've come in from Dem's channel. Yeah, Achilles has put it perfectly there. Yeah, because I'm so awesome and have such amazing gardening skills. Yes. Yes. Just briefly, anyone over on Twitch, you can use your channel points to make Rabbit or Fox a mod for the day. It's very close to promoting them to mod level for the day. Thanks, Dem, for the subscription as well. Thanks for your continued support. And crumbs, look at that straight away. Twitch has managed to get enough points gathered together to mod Rabbit or Fox for the day. This could be very dangerous over on Twitch, but we'll see what happens. There you go, Rabbit or Fox. You should, if you like to refresh, you should have a shiny sword next to your name for the day. Yeah. It might not last the day though, bear in mind. I do apologise to Lone. You're completely outnumbered now by troublemaking mods over on Twitch. Right, who else have we got that's coming? Just checking that. Welcome everyone. It's a bit of an odd morning here, weather-wise. It's been cloudy. We've had a bit of rain. It's now baking hot sunshine. Thanks for checking in, Land-Based Angler, and thanks for checking, Leo, and Hercules, and Nala, and everyone else is going to check in now they've seen that redeem. I'll come and say hello to everyone outside. You're looking at the £1 rose plant. I'll come out and say hello. I've absolutely no idea whether I'm in shot there, but never mind. Let's have a look on the camera where that's pointing. Oh yeah. Oh, everyone's using the redeem. Rabbit or fox is already causing trouble. Let's have a look. I'll just need to move the camera up before the camera gets banned. If you can hear that bird, I think that's. Let's have a look. Is that Canny the blackbird or Mr. Canny? Oh no, they're both there. Oh yeah, I can see now. Who's that? Oh no, that's Mr. Canny that you can hear. It's directly up there. Just have a quick look to see what else has occurred. Someone's on Twitch has redeemed the word ban. What is the word? Ronnie Yankee. Oh, was it you, Dem? The one person I didn't think was going to enforce that. So I take it the word is camera. I can't say for 5 minutes. Okay. If someone wants to start a timer, which is on here is exclamation mark timer and then space. Thank you. See, Rabbit and Fox knows what they're doing. That's why they're employed as a top class mod for the day. And don't show off too much, Rabbit or Fox. You can't do that, Hercules. Right. If I fail at this in the 5 minutes, I'll do some gift subs on Twitch. Talking of which, anyone that's on YouTube, I'm now going to change the subject totally away from the thing that you're looking through outside. Don't want to do that. So there's 5 gift memberships over on the YouTube side. So those who've got that are Raven's got one, Eric and Aria's got one, Big Bango's got one, Track Barker and Jen Claus. So I've got another 5 to give out. I'll do another 5 later in the stream over on YouTube. So if you haven't got one, just have to hope the random thing picks up. Is what glitching? Is what glitching, Dem? Or aren't you allowed to say the word either? Right, I shall put myself in front of the recording device. Hello everyone. We're going to do some veg planting today. In the greenhouse last week we did some stuff in the greenhouse. I didn't finish that off stream because I ran out of compost, but I got some more compost yesterday. I think the mods on Twitch have been far too clever and colluding this morning. We'll just wait for this very noisy plane to go by. Would you like a dance, rabbit and fox? No, I'm not doing it. Right, what we've got on the table here is the leftover plants that have got to go in the flower beds. I've got to fill that up. That's all been weeded out there and done. Section of the side bed that I haven't done for weeks is weeded and done, so that needs filling up with plants. So most of these will go in there, so I won't have very many actual flower plants left. In terms of veg plants, when I've got some that we've grown and also some that I managed to buy yesterday. Of course, what happens is you go in a garden centre and go and buy some compost, and of course you go and find other stuff. But I did restrict myself to the bargain cast off plants, so I'll show you what we've got. Anyone new here? I should really introduce myself because there are some new people. Anyone who's new here, hello. I'm otherwise known as Bear. You probably see me in other formats on the internet. This is the garden. The channel's everything and about the garden, what we do in the garden, what you see in the garden, what you can see from the garden. Basically everything is based around here. We live stream YouTube and Twitch, so we're dual streaming at the moment. We always stream this time Sunday, plus we do bonus streams as and when basically I feel like it or I've got time. We're predominantly a YouTube channel. We post every day on YouTube. In fact, we've posted every day on YouTube since I think it's August 23. Plus we're on all the other good, bad and indifferent platforms. If you want to find out a bit more about us, we've got the website, which is bearandthegarden.com, and on there you can find the links to our merch shops. The original merch shop that was open is still open, but we've now got a second one which is run by Fourth Wall, which has got some different items on it. So that's the advertising over. So you'll find us all over the place. If you want to post your own pictures, you can do that via our Discord server, or actually YouTube community page is open to people posting garden pictures on there as well. So if you've got anything you want to share to the community, you can do. Right, let's. I'll just read the comments and then I'll show you what we've got. Oh, I've passed it. Oh, dear me, what a shame, chat. Aren't I brilliant? Yeah, for I think for especially for loan, if you have a look down somewhere, hang on, let me just check before I tell you something. Is it there? Oh no, it's not come up. Ignore that loan. It hasn't worked. I'll have to redo that. I did produce a list somewhere of commands for you. Or it might actually be on Twitch. Actually, I think it is on Twitch. Yeah, loan. If you have a look on the below the screen, in fact, the mods on Twitch, there's a list of some of the available chat commands right down the bottom below the. I'm pointing at it on the screen. You can't see me doing that. It's down the bottom anyway, in amongst all the other gumph about the channel. Right. Need a way of banning a word secretly. That's a much better idea. Not sure how you do that. We have to give that a bit of thought. Right, let's show you what we've got. So in terms of what we've grown ourselves, some of this you haven't seen this year so far. We have some pumpkins. We have some courgettes at the front and some sweet corn at the back. And we've also got some that is Brussels sprouts. So I've got a couple of those. On top of that, I've been given a kiwi fruit bush tree, which is actually going to go and live in the greenhouse. So I'll do that now before I forget. And then in the bargain section yesterday, we got this is something for the greenhouse as well. We've got a chili plant. This is habanero burkina yellow, and it was, prove it's in the bargain section, it was all of £1, so I'm not going to argue about that. The other thing I did buy as well there, we got some cheap red cabbage. You'll probably just get eaten by the caterpillars anyway. And I got some of these as well. These were these yellow daisy type plants. I just liked them. And if you see that, there's nothing wrong with that plant apart from if you see, we talked about that, roots coming out the bottom. And it just needs deadheading, that'd be fine. And again, that's £1. And the good looking ones that weren't with the roots coming out the bottom and so on, I think they were selling for about £7. So always look in the bargain sections. I wasn't the only one in the bargain section yesterday. And the other thing we had, if you remember a few weeks ago, we planted we planted some climbing French bean seeds. That's what it's turned into. If you remember, we planted about 4 pots of that, and it's been a disaster. We got 1 plant, which, to be honest, it looks like it's been chewed as well. So when I was in the garden centre, I saw these. This is actually the variety I grew last year, that I got on discount last year, and this is Runner Bean White Lady, and again that was £1. There's only, okay, one of them's been chewed off and isn't usable. The other, so we've got 5 plants, and that's more than enough for the household here. Come back and just check on the comments. Anyone who's new, the computer, morning Zab, the computer with all the chat on is actually in the greenhouse to protect it from the weather. It's also where our Ethernet comes in, so I'll come backwards and forwards. So if I do miss anything, I apologise. Hello, Itchy. I'm sure if I miss anything, the mods might be able to answer it. If not, I'll go back and read the comments. Leo saying, I always avoid the chat during word bans. Yes, why do you think that is? It's the advantage of doing the way I do it. Didn't know that about Brussels loan. So we might as well actually do something practical, I suppose. Let's actually do something practical. Right. Now I can say the word camera. I'm going to say the word camera. I'm going to turn the camera around to the veg patch. It's not a very big veg patch. It is, well, I'll step it out in a moment. I've just got to tidy up the last few bits on it. Any long-time viewers would have seen this on YouTube before. I don't think it's been on Twitch, but it's only a small little veg patch. But for us, it's fine. If you wanted to grow veg, or dig up the whole garden, turn it from flowers to veg. But I don't. I'm personally not a great veg eater. So let's move you back to here and get you in the shade so you don't get too hot. Just I'll check what that looks like on the slightly larger screen. Yeah. Thanks very much for the bit, Zab. It's very generous. Zab, big time streamer now with over 1K followers on Twitch. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the follows. I'll introduce myself again in a moment. Yeah, Runner Bean White Lady, yeah. So I grew with it last year. It was pretty good, and that was from a rescued pot of plants. So here we go. We have the veg patch. It's what's that? I could do my song and dance act now that people are requesting, but no. It's probably it's about 10 foot square. This I think originally, probably before I was here, this was probably a greenhouse because it's got a brick like base skirt around it. So I'm assuming that's what it was anyway, but it's fine for what I want to do. So there are some slabs down here. What I've done, we've got the same weed suppressant mat on here that we had for the new beds we were doing. Two reasons: it keeps the weeds down. Well, in fact, three reasons: it keeps the weeds down. The other thing is, if you're growing something like pumpkins or courgettes that can end up on the floor, it keeps them out of contact with the actual ground itself. And finally, it deters cats from using this as a giant toilet. Hence why you'll see in certain places, like there's a brick there, because I've already cut the holes in the other day when this went down, and as soon as I cut the holes, the cats decided, oh look, there's a hole there that we can use. So what I've got at the back, I have got some gladioli plants at the back to produce flowers, just for cutting. We've got this is the big olive tree. And again, they're actually olives forming on that. What else we got? Down this side, we've got some scratchy old red onions that have basically bolted, and I'm going to take those out now. Then in this corner, it's very windy, sorry about the noise if you're getting that. In this corner, we've got a grapevine, sorry, that goes up here and across in front of the greenhouse. And then water butt from the greenhouse, which actually will just clean the top off that. And that's it really. So even just a little small area, this can be very productive. The plan is I'm going to, down this side, we're going to put netting up for the the climbing French beans and the runner beans to grow up. Two reasons for that. They get plenty of sunshine. Also, because the greenhouse is here, when they grow up in the middle, sort of end of June, July, August, when it's really sunny and hot, it will act as like a sunshade to the greenhouse and cut some of the heat out of the greenhouse. The greenhouse will still get plenty of light through the roof and the side, but it will take the direct sun during the middle of the day and protect that. So that's one of the reasons why I like that. In the base here, we're going to plant the pumpkins and the courgettes, and we're going to do something different this year, which I've never done before with those. Down the side there, where we take out the onions, will be the cabbage, and then the Brussels sprouts, which are going to be in the longest. I think I'm just going to mix them at the back amongst the gladioli, because the Brussels won't be ready until the winter here, and I want to keep them out of the way. And because they're tall as well, if they go at the back, they'll be protected up against the fence from falling over. So that's the plan. Just come back and see if anything has occurred while I've been outside. Time, what? Yeah, plastic, they're saying weed barrier is a bit of a no for me. Wood chips is far better. I've got love and hate with wood chip. It does look prettier and it's more environmentally friendly. But for what I'm doing here, this is far more practical. Okay, there's an environmental cost, but it is what it is, really. The other problem with wood chip and cats is that cats love to use wood chip as a giant toilet. And what I want to try to do is deter the cats from going in there, because if you plant anything, anyone who's got a cat, as soon as you plant something in some soil, they decide they'll dig it up and then use it as a toilet anyway. Hello, Ms. London, MZ London. Yeah, if you can recycle that, the liner, yeah, it's better. To be honest, these liners will last years anyway. I think this particular one I've used for 3 years now. And generally in the autumn, I'll take it off and let the winter weather get to the soil. It's like everything in life. You can do as much as practical. Thanks for dropping in, Zab. Yeah, we do try to do the best here. We don't use things like slug pellets, or we try to be as environmentally conscious as possible, but it's really practical. So what I'm just going to do now, you can't see any of these weeds, hopefully, which are off screen. I meant to do this yesterday, but got a bit carried away doing other things. I'm just going to take these onions out. These were onion sets that had actually been in for since last year, but really, if you see, they've been a bit of a disaster. They haven't really grown at all. They've grown upwards, but they haven't really developed proper bulbs, so they can go in they'll be able to go in the compost. So I'm just going to clear the worst of this out. Oh, and the soil is good here anyway throughout the garden, because before houses were built here in the, what was it, the 30s, this was a big allotment area. So soil's pretty good. I'm not going to go mad on the weeding here. I'm just going to get the worst of it off, that so I can plant, and hopefully work on the principle that the what you're putting in to grow is going to do better than the weeds. Because if what you grow is going to do better than the weeds, you don't have to worry about the weeds. They'll outgrow the weeds. So that's not, just chucking that in amongst all the other weeds and rubbish over there. Let's just move these bricks off here so we don't trip over them. I can't remember if there's a hole under. No, that's there. Right, okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is put this netting up while I've got access to wander around all over here. Actually, what I'm going to do, if you can, I don't know if you can see it, I'll turn the camera around a little bit. Hopefully you can. I'm just going to move you back a touch so you really are in the shade, because I'm conscious you're going to be overheating where you are. There you go. That looks a bit cooler for you. I'll just check you're actually still working. Yeah. I was just thinking about the other thing about wood chip, of course, is you can get a lot of slug snails in the wood chip as well. If you're doing something like a flower bed that you can constantly, it's got space and you can constantly top it up, it's a good option instead of plastic. Oh yeah, thanks for explaining what an allotment is. So I say these things assuming that everyone knows, and yes, I assume every other country does similar sort of things, but that's what they're called in the UK. Right, what we're doing. First thing, actually, before the netting, this is the grapevine going up here. But what happens is it does get a bit out of hand. So I'm just going to take some of the sort of, like, I don't know how to describe them, sort of sucker shoots off the bottom. I don't know if we've got, I don't think we'll probably have grapes on it yet, but we will get grapes on this later this year. Can I see anything yet? No, not yet. A little bit early, I think. Right, what we're going to do, if I can find where I've put it in the greenhouse. I think, is that it? Yep. Yeah, this is environmentally friendly. This is what we call in this country pea netting, and all the years I grew up, this would have been made out of plastic, green plastic. Anyone in the UK will remember green plastic pea netting. I'm just going to put the gloves down there with my glasses. God, I don't need those. And this is the string version. So it's really standard brown garden string, but made into like magic. If I can find the end. Made into pea netting. It's got quite a nice smell to it as well. And traditionally beans would have been grown up bean poles. That's where the bean pole name came from. Which is basically a bamboo stake. Beans would have been grown up something like that and tied into that. I like the netting style because it means they can grow basically wherever they want and they can fill in the gaps. So let's tie this up. Just struggling to find the corner. This is just like, you know, when you have the cables and you put them away nice and neat, and then when you get them out, it's a bit like Christmas lights. You put them away nice and neat from the previous Christmas, and then when you get them out over the Christmas period, over between Christmases, everything gets tangled up. This is what this is like. Ugh. Right, okay. Right, that's good enough. I don't mean perfect, but so I'm going to put it across here. We're going to literally tie it to the fence, tie it to that, and then I might put a couple of poles in to support it as we go down. The other thing I like about this is that if something like I'm just trying to work out the height on that. If something like a cat or something got stuck in that, they could chew the way out of that very easily. Where the plastic stuff, not good. Let me just check where the bottom of that's going to go. That's probably okay. Oh. The other advantage of this stuff is that when you kneel down, it's not, knee doesn't get completely and utterly soaked. Yeah, that's okay. Let's find some way to tie that on too. In fact, if we've got a peg to... Oh, this is very exciting, isn't it? I'll just peg the bottom for the time being. There you go. So, what? What is going on with this? There was me talking this up. And You ever, any of the other streamers, do you ever do something on stream you wish you'd done tried beforehand? I got that completely wrong. What the hell's going on with that? I don't understand. Which isn't very surprising, is it? Right. Okay. Right, okay, let's go. It just seems to be coming. What I'm showing you here is how you shouldn't be putting this up. Please bear that in mind. It is a practical channel, educational channel, so I'm doing everyone a favour here. Not that this is going horrendously wrong, and I hope no one's actually timing how long it takes to put up some netting. But now I was a bit too enthusiastic with tying the knot that I can't get the knot undone. Oh well. Put my foot in there on the bottom like that. Have they changed the design of this since last year? Oh no, that's it. That is right. That is right. It is the right. It's just. Oh well. We'll just hook that up there for the time being. That's a bit. Ah, yeah, I remember now. It's not a straight line at the top. Yeah, I remember now. Honest. Yeah. Okay. Isn't that good? Yeah. I still don't think that's right. No, it's definitely not. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll tell you something. The growing season will be over before we actually get anything planted. Right. You see, that just doesn't make sense to me. Come on. I'm going to do a lower level of this to begin with. We'll do this along, rather than try to drop the whole height. We'll do a lower level first. I'm sure this is producing hours of entertainment for chat. Anyone who's new here, this is top quality gardening content. That does not make sense. I don't think that netting is correct. Let's blame the netting. Let's start at the other end and see what it looks like at this end. This should literally have taken 30 seconds to do. That's right there. So what the hell's going on? Talk amongst yourselves. I can't wait to read the comments. No, that is a complete and utter. That doesn't. It just doesn't look like it's correctly made. Right, I'm going to abandon that. That needs laying out on the drive and laying flat and untangling. So, right, okay, right. All the netting there, I put up perfectly, and I took it down just for practical purposes, because obviously I need to clean the greenhouse windows before the netting goes up. So I'll leave that there. So that went in perfectly. Hopefully the camera might have frozen during all that. No, it didn't, drat. And now I've left the glasses outside so I can't read your comments. What a pity. Go on then, let's see what you've got to say about that wonderful example of putting up some netting. Let's see who else has appeared. We'll start off with YouTube because they tend to be a bit kinder on me. Morning, Christian. Morning, two women. Oh, two women, sorry. Yes, I'm glad no one could see all that. Right, let's move on to the over onto the Twitch side, which I'm sure will be highly entertaining to people. Morning, Lana Jane. Yes, I do need a knitter to help me untangle that. Yep, correct. Perhaps if I did some crochet, I'd be better at putting that up. I think what they're hyping there is the fact is making a hopeless mess of putting up some netting. That's a shame you can't set up a community goal on the channel Raptor Fox, but thanks for your suggestion. That's what I like to see, helpful mods giving good ideas. I said it was a good idea. I didn't say we were going to do it. Right. Okay. I've read as much. Yeah, great. I'm looking forward to seeing the clips of it. Right, okay. Right, let's pretend there's this wonderful crocheted netting here. Next time you come, you will see the netting up, I promise. It might not be this netting, but it might be another thing. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't know, but we can still plant the beans in because they're relatively short, and we'll go back to the old technique of putting a bean pole next to them for the time being. So they'll be the first things to go in. So we might as well actually do something practical. I mean, we're only what 50 minutes in, and we haven't actually planted a plant yet. I'd love to. I'm going to have to go back and see how long it took me to try to put that netting up. But so those are the runner beans we got for £1 yesterday. and that's the only climbing French bean that we got out of all the beans that we sowed, and that was a fresh packet. So I have sown some more, but they don't seem very encouraged to make an appearance either. I'll come back to read the comments, but I forgot to wear my glasses. Here we go. I'm very patient. Thank you very much, Victoria. I'm the most patient person in the world. Well, not really. I'm the most patient person in the garden at the moment. Yeah, knots and strings. It's a bit like crochet and knitting, really, isn't it? I mean, it's not very complicated. That should get a few people upset in chat on Twitch. But it's all upsetting chat is always good because you get good interaction and you get lots of comments. And even rude, where you can't put road comments in because my wonderful moderators will block it, but even negative comments, always good interaction for the channel. So what I'm going to do here, I'm not actually going to, shall I cut through that for the beans? I don't think I am. What I'm going to do for the beans, I'm just going to peel back the edge of the liner and just put the beans in against the back of there, because then they can grow up the back of this. You see this netting here? They'll go up the back of the netting. It's really good, this netting, you know. It's almost as if you can't see it. It's that what's the word? Inconspicuous in its appearance. You just can't see it. It's brilliant. I don't know why I didn't get this brand before. So I'm just going to, like everything on the channel, I'm just going to dig a hole and chuck the plant in. This is the climbing French bean that is the only survivor. I'm going to put this at the end because then I know which is which. You'll be able to tell because this one's got red flowers and those are going to have white flowers, and those are going to be runner beans and these are French beans. So they'll look very different anyway. But for clarity. So we'll just shove that in the hole. Then we'll just work our way down. What I'll do is I'm going to put a bean stick in against it. He's a bit blowy today. And then when it's grown, when it gets this fantastic top quality invisible netting, it'll then intertwine around the netting and so on. So, and then what I've got is 5 more beans, so I'm just going to put 5 more beans down here. Yep. I'm not going to go right to the end because you've got the grapevine there, and that's going to really thicken out over the summer. And if you could put any beans next to that, firstly, they'll struggle against the grapevine, but secondly, they'll start to grow up through the grapevine, and then you can't get to the beans. So that's 2. So there's a tray here. Some of these are quite dry, so that one's actually got 2 beans in it. This one has actually got 3 beans in it. So to be honest, 3 runner bean plants is more than enough for a family of four people. You have more than enough come off that. The beans actually freeze quite well, so you can actually freeze them. That's only got the 1 in it. So all I'm doing is just digging out the hole, putting the plant in, and then we'll come back and put some pots on, some stakes in, just so to hold them while they get acclimatised to their netting. So that's how tall is that? That's about nearly 2 foot tall if you stretched it out. And you can grow beans in the soil, just put the beans in and grow them, but they are susceptible to slug attack. So I like to, these are obviously been bought in, but I do like to grow them in pots for the simple reason you can get them to that sort of foot, 18 inches tall, and with lots of sets of leaves on, which means that when Mr. Slug or Snail comes along, they'll probably nibble the bottom leaves, but the plant's got enough leaves at the top that it can keep growing. And they will now put on, I would expect them to probably grow about a foot a week, at least. So there you are, we've done some gardening. Hope everyone's pleased now. That sums up my view on that. Just find some small little bean poles to, well, we'll actually put one taller one in the middle, because obviously this will support this netting as well. I do like this netting because you can just put the bean pole straight through. There you go. I have to get this brand again, this invisible netting. The other advantage of putting something like bean poles in, obviously invisible netting wouldn't do this, would be that it does slightly deter any little Mr. or Miss Cat who comes up and thinks, oh look, some soil here, we'll dig this up, and then they'll dig the plant up as well. The other thing I was going to say about that, if you're doing any sort of gardening, these bean poles have got these edges on, and the number of times people would bend down and get poked in the eye with that isn't good. You can, as I'm about to do it there, you can get sort of caps that sit on the top to protect your eyes, or what quite often I do is I take a pot and just put that on the top. Obviously it protects you from the eye, but obviously it also, if it's a windy day, it acts as a bird scarer, because it'll swing around on the wind and make a little sort of tappy sound. But why a bird would want to eat beans is, I don't know. So those are the beans in. We'll just see what else is going on. Yeah, coffee. Yeah, there's various people mentioning about slugs. The invisible net. Yeah, I'll see if I can get some invisible net on the merch store. It'll be so invisible you won't see it on there. But yeah, people talking about slugs. Yeah, they don't like copper to walk across. Well, okay, fair enough. Try that. Sprinkle coffee grounds in the soil. They don't like that as well. Yeah, I think you can use sharp sand. Apparently, they don't like walking across sharp sand. But my general thought is, if a slug wants to eat it, they'll eat it. They'll find a way. They'll parachute in or something. In fact, well, I'm thinking about that. Let's do, for example, might as well use that. So yeah, so we've got. I don't think there is really a good answer to slugs. Really, there's so many. The best thing for trying to knock down slugs is a really cold winter, but even that might not help. We've had such a mild, wet winter this year. There's loads and loads of bugs around. Yeah, a bit of glass of beer in the ground so they fall in and die. Yeah, that actually is quite a good way of doing it. Assuming you haven't got any cats that like beer. I'm not saying that our cats like beer, but on the odd occasion there has been wine. They don't seem to be too bothered about having a little bit of wine if it's been spilt on the floor. Yeah, the pot on top of the beanpole. Well, it's a free pot. It came with it. You know, it comes with the plants, and it stops you poking your eye out and acts as a bird scarer. You know, yeah. You see, forget the invisible netting as the big win for everyone today. It's the pot on top of a pole. Right. What I'm going to do next is what I want to do is put the pumpkins in here. We're going to put courgettes in here, and they'll spread. And then oh, I've got to put the Brussels in the back and the cabbage there, so that won't take particularly long. Something interesting about the pumpkins and the courgettes is generally in previous times what I've done is plant them and let them spread on here, and what they do is they spread everywhere. They spread out onto the slabs, and they go everywhere. They do. That's been fairly successful. Though last year I was reading, pumpkins and courgettes quite like growing up stuff. So I was going to use some of this super duper invisible netting about a foot, 18 inches above, and then they could have grown up through that and then spread, and it would have kept them off the ground even more than present. But again, with pumpkins and courgettes, yeah, you could just stake it with the poles again. Obviously, for courgettes, you can probably get away with light duty poles, but obviously pumpkins, they can be very heavy, so you probably need more like a wooden stake for that. So it's just an option. So let's find the pumpkins. Okay. So these are the pumpkins. These have been grown from seed. We don't grow a lot of veg here, really, but we've had pumpkins on the YouTube channel before. I can't remember. I don't think. Well, were they on the channel? Were they live streamed last year? I don't know. I can't remember. But they were certainly on the YouTube channel last year. Because anyone who saw it, we saw our mascot of the channel, the baby bear, actually picking pumpkins for us last year, and then he got run over by a pumpkin. So this is the same line. It's similar to the plants there in the grass. Just cut a hole. I'm just going to dig that out. Dig a hole out, and then just going to squidge that out. Yeah. Oh, stand up. So you can see that's the pumpkin there. You can see it's got quite a decent little root ball on it already. And these, again, the spacing of these, I don't know what the official spacing would be, but I tend to space them, what's that, about 2 foot apart, because these will grow into really big plants. Motto of the channel, dig a hole and drop the plant in. That's got an even better root ball on it, that one. And hopefully by grow them in a pot like that to begin with, means that they've got to a size now where they won't necessarily be munched on by a hungry snail. I can't get through that one. That I'm sure it would have a hole in it. Oh no, it's behind me, so I could pantomime this. This one's not as developed as much. So I don't know how well that one will do. So we're going to have at least 2 decent plants, which is, again, it's more than enough for what I want to do. So that's the pumpkins. Stand up again. Have a quick look at the chat again. Hello, only me. Yeah. What time is it? Yeah. Before I plant anything else, I'm just going to rehydrate. Whew. Quite warm here. Was it 20? It's 25, nearly 26 degrees in the greenhouse. Surprised by that. So I'm just going to have some water. Blatant advertising break coming up. Just going to have some water out of our wonderful merch. Available on our merch stores. We've got two different merch stores selling slightly different things. Yeah, I'm no good at selling stuff really. About as good at selling merch as I am at putting a net up. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that merch store, the T-Mill one, is a UK-based store. It's where most of the stuff's on. We've also, if you go via our website, you'll find a second store which is run by Fourth Wall, and they've got similar stuff on, but slightly different stuff. I need to update that as well. So it gives both merch store names. Anything that's given or donated or whatever to the channel, it's very much appreciated. Morning, EKR CJ. Where's the bear? There is actually a bear in screen at the moment, but I'll come and say hello to you. Hello. So there is a bear here. He's very fierce. In fact, we'll put him there so you can see him properly. Yes, hello. I'm Bear. Yeah, Bear is the nickname. Did you redeem a stretch, did you, Rabbit the Fox? Yeah, well, this is why, because I can't see all the chats all the time. The mods need to just remind me gently. Can I see that? Oh, yes, you did. Yes, my apologies. Yes, very helpful for reminding me. Apologise for anyone who... apologies if I miss any comments. I can't... when I'm outside, I can't read the chat, but I keep coming back in and out. Dem over on Twitch has redeemed a friend of the channel, Calamity Jardin. Thanks for that, Dem. Thanks for the using a huge amount of bits for that, but thanks very much. Yes, Calamity Jardin is a very good friend of the channel and does make occasional appearances on the internet. I can assure you Calamity Jardin would not be appearing on screen. Sorry to disappoint everyone. What we're going to do next, yes I know. I'm slightly distracted by Calamity Jardin. I also need to do the stretch for Raptor Fox. Bear in mind, if I do a stretch for Raptor Fox, I may not be able to move afterwards. So, there you go. These are baby Brussels sprouts. They are too tightly packed, so I'm going to take them out here. I'm going to try to split them a bit. But the stretch didn't really say which part I had to stretch. So we'll do, oh god, that's noisy. I have a bad shoulder, so that's, if you ever see, just I have noticed on some of the streams when I do that, you can see that shaking quite a bit. It's worse on the left. It's because I've got a very long-term injury in that shoulder. So certain positions the arm doesn't like operating the way it should do. So we're going to put these in amongst the gladioli at the back. And these are Brussels sprouts, which if you're in the UK is everyone's favourite Christmas food. They're basically, if you don't know what a Brussels sprout is, they look like baby, I suppose baby cabbages really. They have quite a long stalk, and then they have like little, I don't know, there's probably a technical term, but like little Brussels sprout babelets coming off the side. Babelet, I don't know, babelet isn't a word, but something like that. So you'd have it up and then you'd have bits coming off around the side. I'm not a great fan of Brussels sprouts, but I'm not totally against them. I mean, if you cook them, overcook them, I don't like them. I don't mind them cooked and then fried up. That's not so bad. So I'm trying not to kneel down on top of this pumpkin that we've actually done here. So I'm just going to try to lift these out. These have got a tremendous root ball on already. You probably can't see that. I'll stand up again. That's worth a stretch. So you can see on there, it's got a really good root ball. So I'm going to try to split that. You can do it with a knife or a trowel or something, but I quite often just get your fingers in. Yeah, like that. In fact, to be honest, I could probably do that again. But I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to just try to recompact the soil so I've got two out of that pot. And that's the same if you go to a garden centre, you find a pot that's really pot bound and it's got like lots of little plants coming out there. It's a good way of dividing plants. So you can buy a pot or something and you can probably get half a dozen plants out of it. And most plants are pretty robust really, they won't mind that. So I'm just going to, this is going to go amongst the gladioli, and the gladioli here, these will grow up and then you'll get flowers and you can use them for cut flowers. So the Brussels won't mind growing amongst that. I think Brussels are part of the cabbage family, so you are susceptible a little bit to cabbage whitefly. And we have had cabbage whitefly before here, and they'll just they'll just go through your cabbages in no time at all. Sorry for the there's now a helicopter going over. And what's that? Oh, that's the air ambulance going over. So yeah. So just plant that in like that. Firm it around the outside, and all these will get watered afterwards. And I'm going to do the same with this one as well. So basically tease it out of the pot, and I'm just going to break it apart into two. I can come out of the way. And the biggest advantage of those Brussels is they don't need the invisible netting. All right, that's Brussels done. Just check the chat before we go on to the next thing. We're rattling along now. Yeah, Brussels sprouts are very, very divisive in the UK. Yeah, yes, the root balls, yeah. So if you see pots with lots of, generally, if you see pots in garden centres where you've got all the roots coming out the bottom, steer clear of them. But we're in an ad break on Twitch. Thanks for watching the ads. Loans just made a joke. You can probably hear me on YouTube, but Billy the Kidney Bean from the Wild West. And he follows on from Broccoli Bill. I'm trying to find number one now. Oh, thanks for the on-screen celebration as well, Dem. Oh, I'm missing so much and my mods aren't telling me. I won't be joining you in yoga tomorrow, Dem. Unless you, if I got in one position in yoga, you wouldn't get me out of it. Rabbit and Fox has come up with a nice little recipe there on how to. Yeah, okay. So just see, yeah. We out the ads? Yeah, we're coming out of the ads. We're coming out of the ads on Twitch. Thanks to those who've had to put up with the ads. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. Yeah, the government isn't watching the garden. That was the air ambulance. So it's a very noisy thing. I know from experience when I was in hospital, was that a couple of years ago? The ward I was on the top floor, directly below the helipad, and it's flipping noisy when it's close up. How can the mods tell me when you can't read the chat outside? But you could at least shout. That would be a start. Yeah, I need to read chat. Well, I'm reading chat now. Sorry YouTube, my Twitch mods are attempting to distract me. Now that's the Archiles, that's the sort of comment that I would expect my mods to deal with. But I suspect you're going to get some sort of favouritism for some peculiar reason. Right, on to the next one. And no, I can't see the chat at the moment. What I'm also going to do, we've got to put the sweet corn in somewhere. The sweet corn, I think I'm going to grow in one of those bags that we did the greenhouse plants in. I think they'll go in there. So I might, there's probably going to be some space at the back, actually. I'm just trying to think. Courgettes are going to go there. Sweet corn. I could put the sweet corn down there with some cabbage around the base of it, because the cabbage is going to be low growing and the sweet corn will become up above. So yeah, that's what I'll do. Right. So we're on to courgettes. The nearest thing to you are the courgettes. A little bit yellow, which means they're getting a little bit hungry, so they need to go in as soon as possible. Again, I've already cut the holes in this, so it'll be easy. The other thing about this sort of liner, and actually if you wanted to use wood chip, that would do the same, is that it does reduce some of the loss of moisture from the soil. Again, these are well spaced apart, because these are, in fact, there's actually 3 plants in that one that they can go in, because these will spread like anything as well. So even though this looks very sparsely planted, it is, but it won't be by the time these plants have grown. Then we've got one more to do. In fact, actually 2 in this one. Oh, God. Somewhere around here, where I've actually covered it up with all the other crud. I can't actually see where I cut the other hole. No, it's in this back corner. So I'll put it in here. That'll do. And again, I'm not like the lot of the garden where the flowers sort of merge into one. I'm not that fussed about that. So I mean, there's one. It's about 3 foot gap down the middle there. But probably within a month, you won't see any of this liner at all. It'll be completely covered in pumpkins and courgettes. And then down that side, we're going to put in the sweet corn. She's got nice little roots on them. And some red cabbage as well. Just do that. As I say, if you grow stuff yourself, just grow stuff you're going to eat, basically. Or grow something a little bit different that you wouldn't normally see in the supermarket. You want to try. I love growing the beans, because they're incredible fresh compared to buying the in the supermarket. So I'm going to alternate these, the corn and the cabbage. So the cabbage grows underneath the corn. Corn will be in here longer than the cabbage probably. Not necessarily, but and even though they don't necessarily need support, again I'm going to put some bean stakes in here as well, really to deter the cats from digging. Before anyone asks, is I don't know where the cats are. It's another nice day, so one of them's probably inside. I'll be surprised if they're not. And then the two boy cats will be out somewhere. But realistically, they go out in the morning. You don't see very much of them in the day till they come back at tea time. So that's another one. And you see, just on a tray, there's a flipping snail on there as well. We haven't done anything. It's already trying to eat the stuff. Very fruit. No, so what I was going to say, because I know what the mods are like, I know what they'll clip. So this is a long row here. So we'll just if anyone wants to see veg planting on a different scale on Twitch, there's another good channel over there who live streams the garden, Yankee Axe, and they've got a much bigger veg garden. It's a nice chill stream as well if that's the sort of thing you like. So that said, if you ignore the invisible netting, that's been of this is what I would want to do. So we've got the runner and French beans, climbing French beans there with this wonderful netting system. We've got pumpkins, 1, 2, 3 pumpkins. We've got some Brussels sprouts at the back. We've got three sets of courgettes, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 courgette plants there, and then down the side we've got the corn and the cabbage. If I get the cabbage to full growth, I'll be really pleased, because so it usually gets eaten by the caterpillars. So that's that. I'll come back and do the invisible netting at leisure, at a point where no one can clip what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm pleased there's something in there now anyway. And that'll look, even just in a week, that'll look very different. That will all need a good watering now, especially on a day like today that's sunny but also very windy as well. So let's come back in for a moment. Take my gloves off. I'm just going to have a slurp of something. Just go back for a few comments. Christian over on YouTube said, try planting sweet corn in a circle. The Americans call it hilling. It seems to do best in a circle or a patch on its own. Does poorly in a row. Oh, didn't know that. Oh, well, I'm not digging them up now, but it would make sense because if you generally see they do grow like that. That's very useful to know. Thanks for that, Christian. Over on Twitch, morning Zach, morning Swifty. Is that frozen, has it? Oh yeah, it has, hasn't it? Thanks, Dem. I'm glad. Is that frozen? Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. Hopefully, yeah, you can still hear me on. I'm just going to restart the camera back in a sec. Hopefully, yeah, you've got sound back, but not picture. Now I'm just going to. Hopefully, no. We have that. Hello. Welcome back. Hopefully that's working. I can see you've got sound now anyway. Let's just see if. No, I'm not convinced that's work. You've got a picture there. Yeah, that's working now. Sorry about that. I think that's just being in the sun. Yeah. I assume that's all okay for you now. Looks okay from my end. Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. Must have been a bit of invisible netting getting stuck in the camera. Yes, it's moving now, and I assume you can hear me as well. Morning, Jerome. you just let me know that the audio's okay as well, and we'll plod along. Yeah, it is. I can see it's working. Loud and clear. Thanks very much, Dem. Right. Yep. So sorry about that. As I say, you've just been on the verge of being in the sun. It's either that or it's OBS or it's, I don't know, but I had to restart the camera fully. So hello everyone. So that's all done. I'm just going to put some extra bean poles in amongst the stuff down the right hand side, the beans and the corn and the cabbage. It's not going to totally stop the pesky little cats, but we'll do our little trick of putting a pot on the top of the pole. Anyone who wasn't here earlier, it's just something that I tend to do. Just find, oh, excuse me, just find a used pot. It goes on top of the pole, mist. Try not to poke my eye out there. And then that's Mrs. Canny going across there. Acts as a bird scare, but also stops poking your eye out. I've also got some leftover metal poles as well, which I can use. I'll put a couple of those in. As I say, it's really just to make life difficult for a cat if it decides to use that as a toilet. So that's done like that. Is Rabbit off? Thanks for modding, Rabbit. That's been very helpful. I hope you've enjoyed modding on the channel. Enjoy your walk, and I can relax now. See you later, Rabbit, at some point. For anyone who doesn't know, especially YouTube, we had a guest moderator on Twitch today, voted on by the viewers. What time is it? Is that funny, is it? Go on, start the timer. Hang on, before you start the timer. On their way out, someone who I've just been praising, and it has got a very fun channel on Twitch, someone has just shouted out, has left another task of another word ban, and they've chosen the word plant, which obviously I can't say for 5 minutes. So if someone wants to start the timer, which, yes, even Rabbit the Fox has stayed for this. If I fail, I'll do some gift subs over on Twitch. So I've got 5 minutes not to say that word. Right, okay, let's go and distract myself. So don't need now. So before we do the tour of the garden, I'm just going to insert some plants into some compost. Oh, I've said the word. No, I didn't, because I used the plural of the word. Brilliant. Didn't get me there. I used the plural. Am I allowed to use a plural in a word ban? That's very technical. Morning, Ashley. I'm afraid I think I might have failed. If my mods could tell me whether I failed by using a plural of a word in a word ban. It's a difficult question, isn't it, Rabidor Fox? I'm just Ashley, as you're coming in, I've been tormented by my mods today. They've ganged up on me. I did say the word yes with a plural, but the question is that word, the word ban was the singular, not the plural. So does the word ban, have I failed the word ban by saying, okay, I failed. Dem said I failed, and she's probably the most trustworthy person, because she's not necessarily on Rabidor Fox's or Leo's side. Yes, actually, that's a good point. If one of the mods could put a poll up as to whether I've failed. Yeah, only me saying it is two different words. So, but I will abide by a poll which is going up on Twitch, hopefully. If you could put a poll whether I failed or failed, yes or no. Failed in the word ban, not in life generally. Anyone who's coming in, you're looking at the veg patch. Hello, anyone that's coming in. We've been inserting green type objects, just in case I haven't failed the challenge, into soil. So we've got runner beans and French beans there. We've got some pumpkins. Down the back we've got some Brussels sprouts down the back. We've got some courgettes here. We've got some corn and some cabbages there. That's on top of what we've got in the greenhouse. Is any That's very interesting that YouTube think I haven't failed, but obviously Twitch think probably I have failed. That's very difficult, isn't it, to say? Now, yes, okay. There's a poll. There's now a poll up. If you're watching, Ashley, here's your opportunity to get your own back. While the poll's being voted on, I'm just going to move the camera around a bit because we've had enough of the invisible netting. We've invented a new garden material today. It's invisible netting. There is something not right. It's frozen again. Hang on. Just going to refresh the picture. Yeah, there's something. I don't know what's going on today on that, but let's just see how the voting's going on, whether I've got to pay a penalty. God, that's awfully close, that is. At the moment, 56% have failed and 44% on Twitch. Morning, Mary. If anyone doesn't know what we're doing, I was banned from saying the word plant, but after about 30 seconds I said plants. we're just trying to work out. You see, YouTube are much kinder on me than Twitch. And I can't imagine why. It's not looking good. I've just noticed I can't even vote in my own poll. So, gardens coming together. Yep, your 5 minutes are well up. Yeah, the garden is coming together. It's not. There's still a few bits and pieces, but I would have thought probably in the next week, 10 days, it'll be really in its summer state then. And to some extent, it could sort of relax a bit. Most of the hard work's over. We've still got a lot of plants to put in. What you're seeing on the table is what we've got really. We've got a few on the floor here. But this is what we've got left to put in around the garden. But that's probably an hour's work, hour and a half's work to put in. There's lots of areas I've weeded in the last week, so they'll be ready to plant up. Let's see. Well, right, okay. According to that, Twitch said I failed. YouTube said 100% I didn't fail. I think the vote is pretty even, so I will be honourable and say probably I did sort of fail and I tried to weasel out of it. So there's some gift subs there over on YouTube. Bessie's got one over on YouTube. Okay. D, is that so? Nick and Captain Spock got some over on YouTube. And it's only fair, as I failed, I did say I'll pay a penalty. And there you go, I've paid a penalty over on Twitch as well. So Vinter's got one, Swifty Stream, Tex Pink, Baron of Bile and Marie have got a sub over on Twitch. Thanks because of me failing the word challenge. And Rabbit Fox has made a generous donation of some bits as well. For someone who's not supposed to be here, Rabbit and Fox seems to be enjoying themselves. You can head out now. Pleased with yourself, Rabbit. Thanks for your help. And while we're feeling generous, if Leo and Dem, if you could shout each other out. I think Dem's already had a shout out, but if you could vice versa shout each other out. Because I mod on their 2 channels and they're good fun channels. So what time is it? Let's have a look. We've still got some time before we do a tour. We've got a hype train going on Twitch. So if you want to chuck a couple of bits in, you might get some sort of flashy emote out of it, or you might not. Let's actually do a bit of gardening because we are supposedly a bit more of a gardening channel. This is the bargain chili. This is the habanero Burkina yellow that we got from the garden centre yesterday. Now, if you can tell me what's wrong with that, because I can't. I don't know how much it would. Never really looked to see how much that was full price. It produces heavy yields of wrinkled hot peppers that are elongated, pointed lantern shape. They mature from light green to beautiful lemon yellow. Grow in a greenhouse, okay. Oh, it's actually got another reduced label under it. Oh, look, I got it a bargain. Look, I got it for £1. It's been previously reduced to £2. So I don't know how much that, I would imagine that probably was on the shelf originally for £5–6. That's what I'd guess. I think the only thing is it's got one leaf that's slightly damaged. I'm not complaining. So we're going to put that in a pot. If you remember last week, we did these with the greenhouse, because this is going in the greenhouse. This is a fabric pot. Yeah. Is it getting root bound? Yeah, well, we'll find out in a second. It doesn't look too bad from the outside, but I think it's more the fact. I don't think garden centres are that bothered whether stuff looks root bound. I think it's more what it looks like on the top, and I say it's got one broken leaf. But if you remember last week we did these. These are just fabric bags for the greenhouse, composting, bit of slow release fertiliser. This is because this is going to go in the greenhouse, so we'll knock that out of the pot and see what it looks like. We'll see how root bound. There are some roots coming out, but it has got some bit of root bound, but it's not too bad. You can see the roots there. It's not too bad. So just make a hole in the compost for it, put it in, firm it in. Now obviously you can't see that, but what we do when we put it in the greenhouse, we're just going to fold down the sides. It reduces the amount of compost we're going to use. It also strengthens the edges as well. And I'm going to put that in there as well so we can remember what this is, but we'll know anyway. So that'll go in the greenhouse, and that'll just need a good water for £1. Okay, you've got to have a pot and some compost, but that's a really good plant for £1. To be honest, if you paid more proper price for that, you wouldn't necessarily complain. Ugh. That's in there. We'll see what. I'm not sure I'm going to get much on the hype train here, but oh no, I just got the hype train engine again for hyping myself. Yes, for welcome to the stream, Andy. Yes, we because we've had quite a few new people come in. I'll just make an appearance and introduce myself. Hopefully you can see me. No, you didn't see me then. Hang on. Let's move you up a little bit. Hello. Hopefully you could see me then. Welcome to the garden. I am otherwise known as Bear. That's the nickname. It comes from the area of the UK that I originate from. You're in the garden. This is the garden. Everything about the channel is about what goes on in the garden, what we plant in the garden, what we grow in the garden. Throughout the year, we dual live stream YouTube and Twitch. Always this time on a Sunday, plus we do bonus streams as and when at other times. It's always based around the garden, or what we can see or do in the garden. We've got two lovely communities on YouTube and on Twitch. We're predominantly a YouTube channel. That's where we started, and we post every day on YouTube. Talking of which, for YouTube viewers, You may have seen the post I put out this week. The schedule's slightly changing for YouTube. The only difference is that the live stream stays the same, the Saturday premiere stays the same, the Tuesday lunchtime stays the same, all the shorts stay the same. The only change will be is that the Saturday morning calming video will now move to Thursday lunchtime, and that will give us a bit more editing time to do some other bits and pieces, and add in bonus live streams and videos. So it just eases up a little bit of scheduling. It means we go from 1 to 4 videos a week to we go from 4 videos a week to 3 videos a week, plus the live stream on YouTube. Plus it will allow us to, so we're just dropping one initially, but that'll be made up with lots of bonus content. Plus we're on all the other good, bad and indifferent platforms. If you want to know more about us, we've got the website bearinthegarden.com, and you can find a bit more about us, various links to all the things, various links to our merch stores, blah 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 blah. Talking of which, before we do anything else, I'm just going to have a slurp of water. I see the mods over on Twitch shouted themselves out. Dem Ashore Creations is a really good woodworker who does wooden jewellery, fidget jewellery, presently also making a ukulele. It's a really good stream with a really excellent moderator on there. Well, several excellent moderators, but one especially, in my opinion. And also Leofora, who does lamp working, which is glassworking jewellery. That's another really fun stream, and again, she's got some really good moderators on there who help her out all the time. Just having a slurp of water. Advertising time. I don't even know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. Part of our merch. So, yeah, that's the advertising over. There's an ad break on Twitch, so we're just going to wait for that to pass, and then we'll do one more plant up one more, and then we'll do a tour of the garden. Yes, and there's also, for Twitch viewers, a shout out for Architecture TV as well. I think you may be biased, Dem. Oh yes, Architecture's got some good moderators as well. These good moderators seem to get everywhere, you know, nowadays. Eventually, they'll take over the whole of Twitch and YouTube all on their own. No, we haven't had the Dutch word of the day. We'll do that after we've done the garden tour, I think. Or do you want to do? As we all know, these any of these live streams, it's nothing to do about the streamer or what they're doing. It's all about the moderators, really. Hello, Ollie, over on YouTube. Right, we're back from the ads. Before we do anything else, go on. Let's have the Dutch word of the day. If one of our Dutch-speaking viewers could suggest the Dutch word of the day, we may get several words. Anyone who's new here, we always have we've got a number of Dutch-speaking viewers who, since we started live streaming, have decided it's great fun to give me a Dutch word which I have to try to pronounce. It's mainly an opportunity for people to clip me making a total at a hash of a Dutch word. So we'll see what words we get given today. I'll just talk amongst myself while we wait for wait for whatever I'm going to be tormented with today to come up. Right, okay. Oh, by the way, while we're in the ad break, Architecture TV got a shout out. There's another really good fun channel, excellent streamer. If you like your architecture, well worth a watch. So you can go over and follow Ashley over on there. And we're in the process of not just doing architecture, we were doing home moving as well over there. Okay, right, so Beauty Love Creative over on Let me just check out something. We have a new friend obviously on YouTube. That's very good. I'm just slightly distracted by that. Let's have a look. Yeah, hello, Bexar Garden, Texas. Welcome. I'm just having a look quick. That looks like a nice channel. I shall have a look at that later. Well, welcome to Yorkshire anyway, in the UK. So just try not to destroy the dual chat I'm seeing. So the Dutch word of the day is yeah, well, the translation. Oh, sorry, I'm not giving you a definition, Ashley. The translation for that word is vegetable. Hang on, I assume that's what it is. Oh, sorry, hang on. Let's actually read the chat. It would help, wouldn't it? Ah, right. So the X is silent in Spanish. So it is spelt bear. So it is bear of the garden. Is it the TX for Texas? Well, welcome to Bear and the Garden. Yeah. All bears are welcome. Oh, so the word in Dutch for vegetable is that one, is it? Right, okay. Think. Groente? Groente? Or soft G, so it's Roente? Roente? We'll see what our Dutch speakers think I've got, how close I got to that. Roente? Not close. Okay. Okay. I think I may have failed this week on the Dutch word of the week. It's a difficult one, I've been told. I thought YouTube was supposed to be supporting me while Twitch was supposed to be winding me up. Okay. Rentate? Oh, I don't know. I have enough problems saying vegetable. I don't know anything else. What I will do, let's do the garden tour while the camera's operating. If I'm just going to put the thanks for subscribing. I'll subscribe back to you when I'm finished. Welcome. This is Yorkshire in Northern England. Here we are. Everything about the garden here. So we're dual streaming YouTube and Twitch at the moment, but most of our content is on YouTube. I'm just going to pull the picture up on the phone. This doesn't work very well because you do need the Wi-Fi, and as we know, the Wi-Fi is a bit spotty down here. Going to that. Just talking to myself. I can't really see the comments while we're doing the tour very much. Okay, I can see that. Thanks very much for that. So if we lose picture, I think the sound generally stays on. If we lose picture, I should be able to see, and then I'll come back and restart you. So if that does happen, it happens. I just need to untangle you from this here. I don't even know if that's actually frozen. Frozenness? No, that's actually working. So I can't. Oh, it's because I've lost the Wi-Fi on that. Okay. Right. Hopefully. Plus, it's also so bright I can't really see what I'm doing. Right. Let's go for a walk. As I say, if we do freeze, bear with me. I'll come back and unplug you and plug you back in. I'm going to go to the extent of usable area. Oh. That's about as far as I can get. We'll just see if that catches up. It's got to be an easy way of doing this. Just talking to myself. God, this is irritating. Yeah, okay. That's what I want. Ah, yeah, you are. I can see you now. Right. Okay. So this is the flower bed that we did. Yep. This is the flower bed that we did earlier this year. You can see how much that's filling up. There's a plant pot in the middle of the flower bed when that's supposed to be happening. So you see how well developed that is. So I've got some I still haven't put all the plant labels in yet. Nice Ericium there. We've got the alliums there. I'm really pleased how that's starting to fill out already. But if we start on the bed here, we've got some pink hardy geraniums. Alongside some blue hardy geraniums. Yeah, that's Roseanne, that one. We've got loads and loads of fuchsias starting to come out. I know that's fuchsia Lady Bacon. Some of the foxgloves are just starting to go over, but we've got some verbena. This is the tall version of verbena. We've got loads of dianthus or pinks starting to appear. It's very windy today, so apologies if you're getting some wind noise. Just going to grab up the cable because then you're less likely to disconnect you. I'll come this side. These are the acrolesias who have finished flowering. They're up here. This is spectacular this year. This is, these are the hardy fuchsias. There are so many flowers on these this year. The ones with the lighter colours are the Genie, and these are actually my favourite, the Lady Booby. There's hundreds and hundreds of flowers on there. The bees love them. I'll just say it's a bumblebee down the bottom there. I'll see if it comes up further up and I'll see if we can capture it. You can just sit and watch that for... There's a bee there. Hopefully you can see that. They'll literally go from flower to flower. I'll come back here. Got some the yellow geums which are still flowering. As you can see, the flower beds have really filled out. The lavenders are starting to flower as well. The fuchsias are fantastic. So we've got some osteospermums. Oops. Yeah. Then we've got what would I suppose be the traditional looking foxglove. With the purple flowers. And then what we've done, this section's been weeded in the last week or so, replanted, so we've got some of the smaller verbena there. And there. Got some salvias coming out. We've got a poppy there that's looking a bit sort of weather beaten. See how gusty it is. in areas. This, which I keep remembering what the name is, but then forgetting what the name is. So if you know in chat what that is, just put it in for me. Save me having to look it up. But the bees love this as well. In fact, yeah. If it wasn't so windy. In fact, there's 2 bees there within close proximity. It is spectacular. And that actual bush, I chopped it down to ground level about this time last year. And look at it now, I mean, it's about 8-10 foot tall. Spectacular. And then underneath, this has been weeded, and I've started putting in things like cosmos and lots of the bedding plants we've done. For only me, there's your bottle brush plant. Up there, starting in flower. You can see why it's called a bottle brush plant now. Everything needs watering, even though it has rained this morning. And then these are the pots we've done this year as well. It's amazing what a matter of literally a few weeks does to the garden. So, anyone who's new here, it's a country style garden, so it's a mix and match. There's no particular reasoning to it. We have taller plants at the back, shorter plants down the sides or at the front. A mix of plants whenever, a mix of plants for height, size, colour, flowering time. There are so many bees about. So we can get that bee there. I'll show you the, look, we have strawberries starting to grow. How long ago was this we planted? Probably about, what, a month ago, if that. And we've already got strawberries on there. So, shows that just in a pot like that you can grow strawberries. So if you've got a balcony, have a go. Got some really beautiful stuff. Now we're heading up towards the back. Try not to lose you completely. Now, just got to untangle the cable. Hanging baskets are coming along. Not everything survived in it, but looking quite nice. Actually, the ones that are doing better are actually the ones we did last in the little rattan baskets. Got honeysuckle. Come through to the back here. Still a bit of work to be done here. There's a lot of weeding here. That back section there, I've removed a lot of stuff in the last couple of days. We'll have a look at the pears. See how big the pears are getting now. For comparison, let me put that down for a sec. For comparison, there's a finger next to the pears. And the other thing you can see with the pears is now, if we'd seen previous weeks, all the pears are sort of upwards like that. But now they're getting a bit of sort of weight, they're all starting to droop as if, you know, you naturally see a pear. You see that one's still in the upright position, but the other's starting to droop now. It's going to be a very big pear crop on this tree this year. So there's that. We've got some really nice Dianthus pinks there. Some sage behind. You see this sage here from last week, this one's starting to go over. Probably get another week or so out of that, and then this will get hard cut back, and then it will probably grow up again. So probably within the next week or so would have okay, so say we've still got quite a few plants to pot up. This is the veg patch we've done today. If I come back across here, I'm just gonna try to. We've got some fantastic roses at the moment. This is off a pound shop rose plant. That's about, I think, 7 or 8 years old now. So there are bargains out there. In fact, if you're willing to wait a bit of time, you can find all sorts of bargains that turn into something spectacular. In fact, if I come across here and go upwards, hopefully you can see how high they've grown up through the clematis and the honeysuckle. Just waiting for it to come up on my bigger screen so I can see. Yeah, so you can. Oop, that's probably too far. It's actually quite a nice day today now. So we've got lots and lots of stuff on here. Come over here. Look at some of these are some of the baskets as well, wool baskets. It's the olive tree with some olives on it. Well, this isn't the one in the veg pat. Second olive tree in a pot. So those are little green olives there. These are the sunflowers. So we have YouTube on the left and Twitch on the right. I have to say Twitch is looking a bit better than YouTube at the moment. So what can you say about that? One of the pots that we did this year. So it's got the I think those are osteospermum, but don't quote me on that. These have got some fantastic clematis flowers on there as well. I think we might have frozen. No, we're still going. So that's there. So, but as you see, we've still got what's on the table and we've still got some on the floor. But I would guess probably by this time next week, this will be gone. Oh, you're still here, Ashley. I'm just going to try to show you one thing before, if you've got time, Ashley. If I can find it. And we don't lose signal in the process. I can hear we're dragging something with us. Have we got one at that end? There we go. I found the perfect plant for you. There's a black coloured grass. As we know, there aren't very many black plants around. So there you go. Just to prove that there are some perfectly coloured plants for you out there. Just going to put you back on the tripod. Let's find you something nice to actually look at, and also put you in the let's put you in the shade because it's pretty warm in the sun now. Yeah. I hope you saw the grasses. If not, it's so bright I can't see a thing on this tiny little screen. Yeah, I think that's about right. come back in the greenhouse now. See what the comments are. Morning, Bird Lady Wonder. Live gardening program every Sunday morning. Yes, it is. We start generally about 11 AM UK time, which would be 6 AM East Coast time. And we're on for sort of 2.5 hours. We do also stream at other times. We're streaming YouTube and Twitch. But we are here every Sunday, this sort of time. Plus, you can always watch it back. We are a YouTube channel. There's tons and tons of content on there. So even if you can't catch us live, you can keep up to date with the garden on that and all our other platforms. Thanks for dropping in there at the garden as well in Texas. Just for clarity, the 11 o'clock starts are suitable really for the UK because during the winter months we don't have that much daylight to choose from, so it has to be in the middle of the day. Plus it's sort of a compromise between our European viewers and our Canadian and US viewers as well. So hopefully a lot of the US viewers and Canadian viewers can watch us at breakfast time, and the European viewers can have their lunch after we've finished here. So it's a sort of compromise, but we do later streams as well. So, but we are here every Sunday. I'm just going to go back through the comments while I've been walking around the garden. There's obviously been quite a few. I do read all the comments afterwards anyway, so if I do miss anything, apologies, but I do read them. I'm not even going to. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the Dutch word for veg again. The fuchsias are amazing. Yeah, they're really good this year, and they're also very early. They didn't really flower until July last year, so it's very early this year. Yeah, I think the fuchsias would struggle in extreme heat. Even just the last week here where it's been very warm, I've had to water them. No, it's not a rhododendron. I'll have to find what it is. I'll post it in all the usual places anyway. I keep forgetting what the name is now. Yeah, there's loads and loads of bees around at the moment. Glad I don't get stung. Yeah, well, it would have been content, wouldn't it, if I'd got stung by a bee? You might have actually heard me swearing, but over on Twitch, let's just run through their comments and see what's happened on there. Dem's got to go. Obviously off to the park. Thanks for dropping in, Dem, if you're still here and you can hear me. But if not, thanks. Leo needs to go as well. Enjoy your break, Leo. Ashley's still here. I think, looking at the time, we've done, what, 2.5 hours. I think I'm starting to melt a bit. Let's just see what we can do. Right. Yeah, I think we'll call it. While I'm sort of just doing a few little admin things here. Welcome to all the new members on YouTube. Hope you enjoy that. Welcome to the new subscribers on Twitch. Thanks to all the new subscribers on YouTube and all the new followers on Twitch. It's very much appreciated. Thanks for the bits today on Twitch as well. It's very much appreciated. The yeah, I will do loan. Does that mean I've got to go and do the obligatory I'm hydrating out of our merch? There, I've done that. I've done my contractual bit. Why is there compost in the water? Oh, I can't drink that. Hang on. We'll use that to water a plant. There is actually compost floating around in the water. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, anything that comes into the channel stays within the channel. It's got its own account. So if you see me doing bits out, donations to someone outside of the channel, that's me, not the channel. So everything that comes in stays in the channel on the purpose of trying to keep the channel running, even if I don't feel generous elsewhere. And it's good to have a drink. Content for this week, YouTube. Content will be shorts every day. There'll be a Tuesday video. There'll be Thursday, which will be now the calming video. Saturday will just be the premiere in the evening. Sunday will be live streaming again next Sunday. Might be able to fit in a live stream during the week. We'll wait and see on that. I say we're going to have some more time to do so. There'll be some bonus videos appear now and again on YouTube. We'll be on all the other good, bad and indifferent platforms as well this week. I'll say a few thank yous to people who I can see in chat. Thanks Only Me, Two Women, Bird Lady Wonder, Bear of the Garden in Texas, Beauty Love Creative, Christian, Ollie, Victoria, Mary. Thank you to anyone else. Oh, Jerome. Thanks to anyone else I've missed over on YouTube. I'll say a few thanks over on Twitch. Thanks, thanks Ashley. Otherwise known as Architecture TV. Just going back through the chats to see what else has been here. Thanks, Andy. Swifty was here. So I know Zach was here. Yankee Axe was here as well. I'm sure that there are lots of people. I know, judging by the numbers, there are lots of people lurking. Thanks for lurking as well on both platforms. Perfectly happy to have lurkers here as well. Enjoy the garden. As I've said before, this is my garden, but it's also your garden as well. I know lots of people here don't have gardens, so it's a sort of extension to their lives. I hope to see everyone again next Sunday, at least. We'll be, I don't know what we'll do next Sunday. We're probably finishing off the planting next Sunday. There's always something to do. Off stream, I will do the invisible netting and achieve something with that. Thank you to the mods. Thanks to Lone for being over on both platforms today. Thanks to them and to Leo. And thanks to our guest moderator on Twitch as well, Raptor Fox. I think they were fairly well behaved today. I will find somewhere for us to raid out to on Twitch, so if you hold fire. Did I say thank you Only Me? I don't know if I did. Oh yes, we've got to do what am I having for lunch today. Thank you for that, Only Me. Yeah, so if you want to put in the comments what you think I'm going to have for my lunch today. I won't tell you that someone's already won before I even ask for suggestions. But I think someone in chat knows me pretty well. I say we'll see everyone again live next Sunday, but I'll probably see everyone somewhere else in one of these in someone else's stream somewhere or other. Only me guest fish and chips, but I am having fish and chips for my lunch today because it's the last day of the fish, so it does need eating. It's I'm just going to got an ad break, but I'm going to get rid of that ad break because I don't think we need to earn at least 1 cent of income from an ad break as we raid out. And let's find. I know where we'll go. We'll go to, for Twitch viewers, we'll go over to a friend of the channel who was here earlier. You've probably seen floating around on other channels as well. They've just passed their 1,000 followers on Twitch. It's another sort of fun stream you can just sit and watch and have on in the background. Perhaps slightly more chaotic than mine, but not much. It's good fun. So say hello over there. I'll come and join you very shortly. Obviously, I've got to shut down the YouTube stream as well, so it takes me a couple of minutes to come over to you, come over with you. I think that's about it. Let's just see if we can find who I'm looking for. See how far they're in. Oh yeah, they've got plenty. They've got plenty of time. Yeah, they've got plenty of time left on their stream. So thanks everyone for being here. I shall come and wave at you. Yeah, thanks everyone for being here. We'll see you next week and enjoy the content during the week over on YouTube. Say hello over on Twitch to where we're raiding, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care.